Okay, in this particular video, you are going to need your list of perfect squares and square roots, your list of cubes and cube roots, because we are going to be approximating square and square roots, well, square roots and also cube root, which you're going to get to in the practice assignment today. But we're going to be approximating these on a number line this time. So as we look at example number one here, we need to find which point most closely corresponds to the square root of 8. So before you look at the number line, you should be familiar with or have practiced and reviewed the YouTube lesson on approximating squares between whole numbers. So we're going to use the same concept before we throw the number line in it. So first we have the square root of 8, and you should recognize that the square root of 8 is not a perfect square. It is not on my list of perfect squares or square roots. The square root of 8 is not in here. And then also it falls between two particular perfect squares. So the number 8 doesn't fall in between the square root of 1 and the square root of 4. 1 and 4 does not, or 1 does not, 8 does not fall in between 1 and 4. Does 8 fall in between 4 and 9? That would be true. So your square root of 8 would fall right in here. So we're going to put the square root of 4 and the square root of 9. Square root of 4 would come before 8. Square root of 9 will come after. Again, the number 8 falls in between the number 4 and 9. Okay, now I do know that the value of the square root of 4 is 2. And the value of the square root of 9 is 3. So the square root of 8 is going to fall in between the numbers of 2 and 3. So now on your number line, you're going to look at which point is between the whole numbers 2 and 3. Well, here's 2. And here's 3. Which point is between 2 and 3? Again, here's 2. Here's 3. There's only one point that is located in between those, and that would be point Q. So your answer would be point Q. So you are just locating the points that are between the two numbers that you listed off to the side. Okay? On the next one, which point on this number line most closely represents the square root of 95? So first, you should recognize that 95 is not one of our perfect square roots. So we're going to look at our list, and you will see that the square root of 95 falls in between the square root of 81 and the square root of 100. Again, 95 falls in between 81 and 100, and the values of those numbers happen to be 9 and 10. So then looking at your number line, we have the numbers, this particular square root is going to fall in between 9 and 10, and there's only one point located between those two numbers. So point W would be your answer. Okay, and then as we look at the next one, which point on the number line represents the square root of 18? So the square root of 18 is not a perfect square again. So we need to find the two perfect squares it falls between. So as we look at our wonderful list, we would have 18. I almost went dyslexic and went to 81. Square root of 18 would fall in between the square root of 16 and the square root of 25. The square root of 16 is 4. And the square root of 25 is 5. So you're looking for the point on the number line that is between the numbers 4, which is right here, and 5. And there's only one point located between those two. So point E is your answer. So again, I hope this video has helped you and you have a practice assignment on approximating square roots and cube roots on a number line. Best of luck to you guys.